Hello, movie lovers. Bob for Bob's movie review here, and today I'd like to review for you a movie I just watched called One Shot. This one was provided to me for review by Screen Media. If you guys get a chance to check it out, be sure to let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I'm always interested what my viewers think of movies. I will include more information, including affiliate links to purchase one down in the description. So this one stars Scott Adkins, Ryan Phillippe, and Ashley Greene Corey. Now this movie stars Scott Adkins. He is the main character of the movie, and he is well known for kind of his martial arts performances and kind of hand-to-hand combat in movies. This one was kind of lacking in that, although it did have a little bit of it. I definitely was expecting more and was a bit disappointed in the fact that he shoots guns a lot more than he really does any kind of fighting or hand-to-hand combat. So this is a movie about a SEAL team goes into this some kind of base or terrorist camp of some sort, kind of like Guantanamo Bay type of thing, where they've got all these terrorists and they're kind of torturing them or whatever to try to get the information out of them. Now there is an impending danger in Washington DC, and it is believed one of the people being held there knows where the bomb is going to be or something along those lines, and so they have to go get him and bring him back to Washington DC to stop the bombing. Now Scott Adkins is the leader of the SEAL team sent in to extract this guy. And when they get there, Ryan Phillippe is the guy in charge of the base, and he doesn't want to let him go, and he's like, we can get the information, and he doesn't really want to turn him over. And while they're there, a group of terrorists or some sort of military comes to get the guy before they can get him and stop the bombing. The thing I don't understand, They come in, kind of like a standard army transport or maybe like a European army transport or something. And, you could get maybe 30, like if you're packing them in, 20 guys in the back of one of those. There seems to be thousands of these terrorists or militia or whatever they are going against the U.S. soldiers. And I was like, okay, maybe there was more trucks that we don't see. Later in the movie, they show where they came through the fence or whatever. There's no other trucks, so I'm guessing these guys were packed in there like sardines, like literally like 1,000 of them, because they just basically are just getting killed nonstop by the SEALs. And so I was like, where are these guys all coming from? It didn't really make a lot of sense. I guess you could say maybe we didn't see it, but they snuck in from another way, or, you could do anything to explain it, but it's never shown. Also, like in many of these movies, these guys seem to shoot these guns at least hundreds of rounds before reloading or deciding to grab another gun or whatever. It's just very unrealistic in shooting. And a lot of times when I'm watching these kind of movies, I say, okay, maybe it's not on the camera. You don't see it. But with this movie, for some reason, they named it One Shot, which is less to do with the movie and more to do with the gimmick of it, that it's one entire shot through the whole movie. There's no cuts. There could be cuts that you don't see or whatever, but basically the camera just pans around and moves around with all the action in the movie to make it a single shot from beginning to end. Now, as I say, it is a gimmick. I don't feel like it really adds anything to the movie. I don't feel like it takes anything away from the movie, and at points I kind of forgot all about it. It just seemed, like a found footage style movie, although better looking and not presented as found footage, but just one camera throughout the whole movie, one shot, one single shot. So it's a weird that they would name the movie that, and it's an odd choice. But it is a fairly generic story, again, about a terrorist from the Middle East or wherever he was from, having a plan to bomb the U.S., and they got to get the information from him and stop the bombing. It's a very generic kind of story, but I feel like they pulled it off pretty well in this one, and it's pretty interesting, and I feel like even the characters are pretty interesting. A lot of times they're super generic, but I feel like they had a little bit of depth to them in this one, and it was interesting characters and an interesting story. And I would say overall, the whole package together, I enjoyed quite a bit. It was a fun movie, definitely one to watch again. I'm going to give this one a 3.5 out of 5. I just enjoyed the characters and the way they did the movie in one shot, and it's a gimmick, but it doesn't feel super gimmicky. Like, it feels kind of natural and it flows really well. And there's just some minor issues, like I said, of where do all these guys come from? You know, why are they shooting so many times with never having to reload? Why would they have, you know, thousands of rounds of ammunition on them somehow? And they rarely seem to be like, let me take this down guy's gun. They just kind of walk by it and they're like, well, I'll pull out my knife, you know, or I got a pistol here and that seems to have unlimited ammo too, so I'll pull that out. And to me, it's a small annoyance, but definitely something I noticed. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you haven't already, subscribed for more videos, check the Jess videos, and I'll see you guys next time.